Hi, good morning, welcome back. Steve from the DPF Specialist in Stroud. Join me today with a Ford S-Max DPF Assessment. Just plug the Launch Eurolink diagnostic tool in, checking the error codes. I'll spin you around in a sec, show you what we've got. It's a Ford, I'll tell you that much, and it's a very common fault, so yeah, okay. Let's spin you around. So, here we have the P246C particulate filter restriction power limit, so obviously it is in restricted mode. P2463, the old soot accumulation. P244C, exhaust temperature too low, particulate filter regeneration. And the last one, P246B, vehicle conditions incorrect for particulate filter regeneration. Now, Fords are renowned for having issues with their vaporizer, fuel vaporizer. I haven't actually got one with me today, so I've spoken to the client. We're going to get him booked back in for tomorrow, and then obviously come back up and do the rest of the job for him. But I'm going to carry on with the assessment and show you a few things along the way. Now, as you guys probably know, those of you who are following me on my channel, the differential pressure percentage is just a calculation. So when you plug it in and you see an astronomical reading well above 100%, it is just a calculation. So don't get freaked out about it. I'm going to spin you around now, show you what we've got and why we've got it, and try and explain kind of the readings, what it means to me, and what we're going to be doing going forward. So we've got the differential pressure. This is obviously with ignition on, engine off. So we've got 0 HPA, so there's no build-up of pressure at the moment. The differential particulate filter percentage maximum soot loading, 191%. You're going to say to me now, how is that possible? It can't go over 100%. Like I said, it's just a calculation. Third one down, differential particulate filter system percentage maximum soot loading, 282%. Again, just a calculation. Engine RPM, obviously, as I said, ignition on, engine off. Engine's not running, but it will be shortly. Just want to check the voltage to the differential pressure sensor. All fine there. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to fire it up, check the live data, and show you again what, why, and what. Okay, so a couple of items I brought up that I'm going to be checking the live data for. Differential pressure particulate filter at idle, it's at 10 HPA or 10 millibar. Engine RPM, joys of getting old. Currently 800 RPM, so that's fine. EGT, exhaust gas temperature, sensor 1 is 105 degrees. Exhaust gas temperature 2 is also at 105 degrees. We've got a few more tests to do yet, but they have just risen from 100 degrees, so we have got some movement there, so I'm not too worried about those at the moment. The differential pressure, I'll spin you around in it so you can actually see. 2,500 RPM, it is reading, it's fluctuating between 150 and 160 HPA, or 150 to 160 millibar of pressure. I will check with that manometer shortly, just to confirm that what the diag is showing me is the same as what the sensor is actually showing. So yeah. So as you can see there, guys, brought up the graph, the differential pressure. That's the blue one. That's at 10 HPA or 10 millibar of pressure. The engine RPM around about 100 RPM, just below. So what we can do is rev it now. Hopefully watch it spike, and when it spikes, we want it to follow the same pattern basically. Rises and falls at the same sort of pace. Yeah, no issue there from what I can see. Okay guys, so I'm going to check the pressure manually now with the manometer. I'm going to get underneath the vehicle, so you can see the jack and axle stands front and rear. So if the jack fails, it ain't going to go down flat on me. We'll seek health and safety first. Let's get underneath and show you what's going on. Okay, so first things first, that little unit there, you can see in the shop now, That's the little vaporizer pump. So the fuel line that comes off of it goes up to the vaporizer, which is sat just there, centre of screen. This one does look heavily corroded, but I have got a lot of ways and means of getting it off, so I'm not really worried. But what we're going to do to start with, we'll check the, like I said, the pressure manually from the DPF, from the DPF pressure pipe. So I'm going to follow the pipe back. I've already whipped the clip off. So this pipe here, keep an eye on that one. This pipe here goes to basically the front of the DPF. So I've used a little pick just to crack the seal off. We pop that off. You can feel a bit of wind coming out of there now. Attach a bit of fuel line. Okay, like so. We'll grab the manometer. It's already powered up, so put that in the end. Just going to double check. Okay, whether you guys can see that. Looking at round about sort of 23, 24 HPA or millibar pressure at idle. So that is not stupidly high, but it's slightly excessive. So yeah, between vaporizer renewal and DPF clean, we should see this one okay. So as you guys have seen on many of my videos, I'm going to mix up some chemical in a moment. So we're going to be using, as always, the Launch DPF gun. Let's pop that on top of my toolbox a minute. Make a bit of room. Okay. So let's put you up there and go through the process. As I said, Launch DPF gun applicator. As always, Launch DPF cleaning fluid. Great stuff, swear by it. So 50-50 mix. So you see that going in now. It's 50-50 mix with so the chemical and deionized water. A little bit more. Always use deionized water because obviously it's pure water. Deionized water. People just use tap water and that, but just buy it, much better for you. And fill this up the other 50%. That's just at the top of the gun now. Now, maybe in a complete flood. Made a bit of a mess. So quick tidy up. Perfect. So yeah, DPF applicator, launch gun I should say. Screw the gun back together, then you've got the rubber hose with the cone attachment, and that cone attachment basically will go into the rubber hose that we put onto the front end of the DPF. Got the Milwaukee compressor, 10 metre airline, so we're going to pump that in one go. It's going to get it up to temperature first, and then we'll do the clean. Okay guys, so all connected up to the airline now. The DPF gun is attached to the rubber hose on the front of the DPF. So we're going to start doing the chemical injection now. We're going to do the first shot for about 5, maybe 10 seconds at the most. Let that work its magic. Then we're going to put the rest in one hit. Let it work its magic again for 5-10 minutes. Then we're going to start the engine up and check out the results. Okay, so first things first, anybody looking for a job? I'm looking for a secretary. Phone hasn't stopped as per normal, but I'm not complaining. So yeah, let's spin you around and show you what's going on. So there's the cone attachment into the hose, which goes onto the metal pipe into the DPF. So I'm going to have to hold this as best I can and try and show you as I hit the trigger. Okay, so I'm just going to put the last of the chemical in now. It's hot today. The last of the chemical in now, spin you round. And what I'm going to do in a minute or two is going to let it work its magic, put the ignition on and do the clean. That's going to come out. So what I always do is put either a tray or a barrier shield up just to stop any of the foam going on the client's drive. What we always do as well is we wash it down so there's no contamination and everything's fine. So it's pretty much the last of the chemical gone in, and as you can see it is now starting to work its magic. Okay guys, so differential pressure at idle is currently 180, 170, going down slowly. We'll pick the revs up in a minute and we'll graph it and show you. So 2,700 RPM, differential pressure dropping, 270, 250, 240. We'll keep an eye on that for the next 10 minutes or so. And we'll come back to you. Now as you can see guys, the differential pressure is dropping, so that's me bringing the revs up slightly, apologies. So it's just under, or just around 3,000 RPM. Differential pressure, sort of 50 to 60 millibar. Yeah, should be a good result. Okay, so the cleaning part of the process is now finished. Just back in watching the graph. I'm going to spin you around so you can see what I'm looking at. Now 3,000 RPM, fluctuating between sort of 30 to 40 HPA or millibar of pressure. Now obviously it goes up in increments of 10, so for it to be fluctuating between 30 and 40, I'm going to guesstimate about 35 millibar of pressure. So 3,000 RPM, 35 millibar-ish of pressure, great results. Spin you around, I'll show you this, and then we're going to drop the revs to idle and show you what's going on. So just over 2,500 RPM at 20 millibar of pressure. I'm going to come off the accelerator now. So at idle, 0 HPA or millibar of pressure. Now obviously that's going to be between 0 and 10, so I'm going to guesstimate again around about 5 millibar or 5 HPA of pressure. So great result.